Sometimes a person's suffering is the direct consequence of personal sin. Sometimes, after all, we have verses like this, says, "Do not be deceived, God is not mocked. For whatever one sows, that will he also reap." So sometimes suffering is the result of sin. It might be a very natural consequence. You think of something like someone getting drunk leading to an injury in a car accident, or someone who cheats on their spouse, aka commits adultery, leading to a broken family. Other times it might be seemingly unrelated suffering, sent by God as discipline to bring a believer who is unrepentantly sinning back to the right path, or in extreme cases, maybe removing their bad testimony from the world. An example of that would be in 1 Corinthians 11, verses 27 through 32, where some people in Corinth are having such bad testimonies, they're abusing the Lord's Supper, they're getting drunk during communion, and Paul says, as a result of this, some of you are sick and weak, and some of you have even died. So sometimes God uses suffering to get us back on the right path when we're blatantly sinning or when our priorities have gotten really out of place. And often a person's sin causes other people near them to suffer as well. In other words, your suffering might be fairly directly caused by another person's sin. Joshua 7, 1 through 12 would be an example of that. Achan, a member of the Israelite nation, sins, and that sin causes Israel to lose their next battle, and 36 people die, as Achan's sin harms not just him, but those associated with him. A person who's drunk driving causes an accident, probably hurts other people. A person whose infidelity leads to a broken home has brought suffering not just on himself, but on his extended family. Suffering in the world is the result of sin. But in the sense that Adam's sin, all the way back in the Garden of Eden, brought death and suffering into the world and gave Satan a degree of influence in it. In Romans 5:12, we read this, "Therefore, just as sin came into the world through one man," that'd be Adam, you can read about it back in Genesis 3, "and death through sin, and so death spread to all men because all sinned." This side of heaven, we will sometimes experience suffering simply as a result not of personal sin, but of living in this universe that is cursed by sin and influenced by Satan.